this is an easy way to add more detail into the shading of your character. What I want you to consider is, so far we've only really used the greater than node to determine when something is light and when something is dark. What we haven't considered yet, and what I have not considered until probably like half a year ago, is that you could also plug something into the threshold. So you can have a dynamic threshold based on different parts of the model. So let's say we use this color for the threshold. Let's plug the color now into the threshold. All of a sudden everything gets dark. But when I turn this down, it turns white. Because we're currently using the value right here as the threshold. Which means if we set this to 0.07, we basically get the same lighting as if we turn this to 0.07. See, it looks exactly the same. And so we can not only use a one threshold value for the entire object, we can also use textures, for example, to have different thresholds for different areas of the object. Maybe, for example, we can now, with this, bake in shadows into the model without having to do anything but plug a texture into this. This is the texture that came with this model, and this already kind of defines where shadows should be. So now if we plug this, the color for example, into the threshold, it looks like this. With this technique, you can create shadows wherever you want and make the clothing like this, for example, much more detailed when it comes to how the folds look without there being geometry. Look how smooth the geometry is, and yet we have a highlight here and a shadow, even though there's no difference in the surface. Let's see if we can, for example, extend this shadow right here. And look at that. All of a sudden, we just have a shadow like that. And then we can smooth it, for example, make it a bit more even. And if we preview this, we can see it here. The smoother it is, the better the shading transition will be from light to dark. So if we now look at this, we can see the shadow. And now if we move the light, you can see, because we made it blurry, the shadow actually changes in size if it gets darker in that area. So this is like a big thing, a huge tool that you should always consider for your characters, because textures can have much more detail in them than geometry. Look at the hands. Geometry, flat, no real detail there. But the texture, because of this, we can actually have shading between the fingers and on the knuckles of the fingers. And this is like a huge thing that can make your 3D models look so much better, and especially so much more handcrafted. Let's preview the coat real quick too, or the body. See? All the details only coming from the texture. The 3D model looks boring. It looks flat. Let's see what it looks like without the threshold texture. Look at this. Horrible. This is the lighting without the threshold texture. Hopefully this shows you how useful this texture can be, or this threshold input, by just using a texture. Or instead of using a texture, you can also use vertex color. If you go to the data panel here, there's something called color attributes, and if you add one right here, now we can plug that in here with a node called color attribute. There you go. Now we have access to this color attribute in the shader, so now we just need to paint it. In vertex paint, we basically give the vertices a color, and this can then be read just like a texture by the material. So if you paint this like this, for example, it can do the exact same thing as the texture. Just, of course, the problem with vertex color is that it is based on geometry data. So the color attribute is limited by geometry, whereas the texture is not. It's just limited by resolution, I guess. If you want to learn more about 3D anime, make sure to check out my free 3D anime course here on YouTube. In there, I basically try to condense all the information that I have gathered over the last 2.5 years of creating my projects and learning things and researching things and testing things, basically. And I've tried to put it all into this one course for free, which you can see and find on YouTube. So if you're curious about that and want to learn more and go more in depth in creating your own 3D anime, for example, make sure to check out the description where you'll find the link to it. Otherwise, I guess you can also just enjoy more of these clips if you want. So yeah, do whatever you want.